Now, Dextramine 90 is not, we played, I think 8 tracks or so played by him in 2024. He's got a brand new album out. More importantly, joins you on the line now. Hey, Dextramine 90, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Dean. How are you? Thanks for having me on the on. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. It's good to talk to you. Thank you for being there. Megan said to boost your level, I've done that. I've just blown the transmitter up. But anyway, we're there now. How are you, Dex? How's your Christmas?
Yeah, it was really good, thanks. Hope yours was as well, and the team's. Just got a little bit of a party downstairs, so I've come upstairs in a quiet space.
Got a party happening now, have you?
Just with family, yeah. So you have come out the way just to so it's a bit quieter.
You do seem to live the dream. Whenever we mention you on a Saturday, you've always been somewhere beautiful, off and about, and the same on a Thursday. You seem to make great food and just live the life, live the dream, Dextramine 90.
Bless. It's just about having a good time. End of the day, that's what life's all about.
Tell us about the new album. Then it dropped just a few days ago.
Yeah, it's the tracks I started working on towards the end of the Planet Dex album, which was the previous one last year. Believe it or not, the album was 95% finished in March. I remember driving up to the Lake District, listening to a demo, then spent all the year tweaking and changing things, but then I ended up reverting back to the original as it wasn't working. It taught me a lesson, though, that some things do come in one go, and if it sounds good, leave it.
It's interesting, that, isn't it? It must be so tempting as a musician to try and refine and improve and add extra layers to it.
It is, yeah, and I think quite a few musicians struggle with the same thing. It's just knowing when to stop, and that's enough. So yeah, it's unfortunately it's a thing of mine. I want the tracks to be as perfect as possible.
Of course. Where did the title 12 a.m. The Willow Tree come from?
So the title actually came from it comes from a tree my dad planted. My dad was always my hero when he told me how to play guitar, told me music, told me to play the keyboard. And he told me a story. Him and his mate planted a willow tree years ago when he was a kid. And whenever I felt afraid or sad, I'd sit under this tree, and it made me feel happy, and it became my safe place. So that's the name where the name of the album. It's also the name of where Willow Tree Farm came from in Shirebrook.
Brilliant. But why 12 a.m.?
Sometimes, again, when I used to feel lonely and sad, I'd sit in the tree sometimes at midnight, and also with my friends as well.
It's great to have a place like that, Dex.
It is, yeah. I think everybody should have a safe place, where they feel comfortable.
And how would you say the sound's changed since Welcome to Planet Dex, the previous album?
I've tried to go back to my roots when I did Shadow of the Cat and try to make the songs more simpler and not to overclutter them. I think I did. I mean, I'm proud of the other two albums, Smiler and Take Me to Planet Dex, but I did try and declutter this album, hence me, stripping everything back out and going back to pretty much how it were when I originally created it.
And if someone's listening at the moment thinking of toying with getting the album, who are your points of reference? Who inspires your sound? Who, if you like this person, you'll also like Dextramine 90. Who would you like bracketing with?
Oh, wow. I mean, I love David Guetta. He's been my influence, along with Avicii as well, Camel Fat. And also, I've got to say, All Black Era, who, he played just now. I mean, they are going to be so big this decade. I think they're going to be up there with the Prodigy, who I know who's one of their influences and also mine as well.
Wow, it's interesting. And I noticed previously when we played some Depeche Mode earlier and some Visage as well. And you were messaging then to say that they're key tracks of yours as well.
Yeah, I mean, Depeche Mode have been my go-to band for all my life, basically. It's pretty much, this is as early as I can remember, I've always been into Depeche Mode. I mean, they're just unrivaled. And the latest album, Memento Mori, I think it's their swan song. It's just absolutely perfect album. And it covers all their genres throughout their career. And again, also with Visage as well, which I think Major wrote that song, didn't he?
Yes.
Many, many years ago. And that early synth pop, really love anything like that.
Dextramine 90, tell me what it's like the day that an album comes out, because we've known about 12am The Willow Tree, as you say, since March or April of this year. So what's it like when suddenly it's available to the world?
Oh, it's just so good to create something that, something that you've been creating for over a year, to just then share it with the world. And it's just so nice, the feedback that I get back from the people who's listened to it, and different tracks. It seems like people like different tracks on each of the albums, and it's just such a surprise and just so overwhelming. And there's no better gift in the world.
Is there a physical version of it, or is it all just streaming?
This is all just streaming at the moment.
Okay. It would be great to get a physical version, though. Are you tempted?
You know what? I would love to. I'd just love to get a vinyl version of the albums. But yeah, maybe I'll look into that.
It's an expensive business, though, isn't it? It's a risky business producing the sort of physical copies of them, I guess.
It is, yeah. I think you have to do a certain amount as well, like a minimum of 100. Of
course.
But yeah, it's definitely something that I'd like to do in time.
I'm going to press play on one of the tracks now. The one I've got locked and loaded is Shadow Puppets. What can you tell us about this track, Dextramine?
Yeah, this is one of my favourites, and my friends actually just text me saying it's one of theirs as well.
Right.
I want to do a track in a similar vein as Milky, Just the Way You Are, as I've always loved that track. So I created the structure of the track, then added in the pianos and the acoustic guitar to give it a similar feel. I really like it. It seems to have all the elements of all the seasons in it, so you could listen to it any time of the year, and it still just seems to fit in.
Are you okay to hang on the line while we play it and come back to you in a moment?
Oh, yes, please. Love to. Thank you.
Okay, this is Dextramine 19 Shadow Puppets from the album 12am The Willow Tree. Back with Dex after this.
Making shadow puppets on the walls. We consider watching movies, maybe horror and please don't leave me with my thoughts. Making shadow puppets on the walls. Don't leave me with my thoughts. We can sit and talk for hours, listening to outdoor showers, making shadow puppets on the walls. We consider watching movies, maybe horror and please don't leave me with my thoughts.
Dextramine 19 Shadow Puppets.
Ocean waves, crashing with each embrace.
Who's the speaking at the end, Dex? Anyone we know?
No, that was it was an AI vocal that I used.
Oh, was
I just put
it?
the text in that I wanted it to say. Yeah.
Very good. Well, it works. It really
The
works.
idea was like one of the end of the Britney Spears songs where there's it's like a voice speaker down telephone. I wanted to give it the same kind of
I get you.
same kind of vibe.
Well, it really works. It really works. Leanne's been on. She's listening in loud and saying she's loving this, and she's going to go and stream the whole album in a bit as well. So you've got some fans here.
Oh, bless. Thank you. Appreciate it.
And for people who are just coming to it through listening to the track you've just heard there, what would you say about the rest of the album? Where does that sit on the scope of the music on the album?
Well, I try to make each of the tracks on the album different. So I try to do each one in like a different genre if I can. That one I would probably sit with kind of like country house. And then there's like some others on there which are like hard techno, and then you got the drum and bass on there as well, and some breakbeat.
And I love when you send the tracks through, you let us know which plugins or which synths you've used on it as well. Do you have a massive studio with all sorts of different equipment in there?
I don't know, because most of the synth are plugins. I've got quite a few guitars. My guitar collection's starting to really grow, and also my amp collection. But most of my synths do come from my plugins on my laptop.
Dextramine 90, thanks for joining us tonight. The album 12am The Willow Tree is available right now. But what do you do next? Because I seem to remember when you put out your last album, you'd already decided about 12am The Willow Tree when it came out. So is your eye on the next one already?
No album at the moment, but
Right.
The next one is going to be Dragonborn, which is one of the tracks on the album. It's an excerpt of it. So I'm going to be releasing an EP with an extended version of that, along with some of the other tracks that didn't make it on the album. So they're probably going to be a couple of EPs in the first half of the year. And then, who knows, there'll be singles. And yeah, there's always going to be another album at some point from Dex.
Brilliant. Where's the best place to find you online, to follow you, to stream you?
Yeah, just type Dextramine 90 in, and I'm sure you'll find me.
Dextramine 90, thank you very much indeed. Thanks for supporting the show as well. We always appreciate it, from everything from voting to your favourite songs to taking part in the quizzes as well. You're a superstar. Thank you very much indeed.
It's a pleasure. Thanks a lot. Love to the team. Take care, everyone.
Dextramine 90 there. His new album, 12am The Willow Tree, is out right